You can pretend you don't miss me. You can pretend you don't care. All you wanna do is kiss me. But what a shame I'm not there.
Hey guys, it's Sarah. So we have quite a few important topics to talk about today, and they both have to do with Harry and Louis. So without further ado, here is the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. Okay, so even though these are all big topics in my opinion, I'm going to save the biggest for last, because that's the one you guys all wanted me to talk about. But first, we're going to start off with Louis. He was recently at an event called the Pride of Britain. So we got a few pictures of that. And at first, people were trying to convince everybody that Louis wasn't there at the Pride of Britain, or they weren't sure if he was going to be there. But no, it was confirmed that he was. And not only did we get really nice pictures of Louis there, but we got this tweet confirming that Louis didn't walk the red carpet. He attended in order to show his support and present little Ella Chadwick, who won Child of Courage for raising over $3,000 for the Manchester Children's Hospital after spending most of her life in there. Louis didn't walk the red carpet. That means he was specifically there to help and to support. It was not for publicity at all. There are a lot of celebrities out there that will show that they are supporters or they'll do a ton of charity, but really their scheme behind it is to get a lot of publicity, to show proof that they're doing something good, and to like walk the red carpet and get a photo. But that's not Louis, and we've known this already. He's really genuine. Whenever he does any kind of charity, it's not for the cameras, it's not for the publicity. He doesn't really have to have any proof of it. And to be honest, guys, that shows a lot about a person. Next in the news, we found out about this about a week ago, but What Makes You Beautiful recently just hit 1 billion views on YouTube. To be honest, guys, I thought this video already reached 1 billion views, so when this got brought to my attention, I was like, why is this now reaching 1 billion views? I thought it already was at that. But you know what? Congratulations. That was the video that sparked One Direction's career. It deserves 1 billion views. So good. They've caught up to Justin Bieber. Now, in my next topic regarding Harry, we found out about a couple months ago that Harry would be directing/producing a show called Happy Together. It is this new sitcom. Niall even tweeted about it. He was kind of promoting it a bit. So thanks to Niall for tweeting out about this, because I wouldn't have known any more updates about it if it wasn't for him. So here's the preview for Happy Together. Hopefully I don't get copyright.
Give me some burgers.
Everyone can eat.
It's time to barbecue.
Girl, give me that meat.
Happy Together's insanely likable and a pretty good source for happiness. So come on, get happy.
To be honest, guys, some of the jokes in that film, like, I could tell that Harry was a part of the creation of this show. It said that the show would be airing every Monday on CBS. I love comedy, and I love sitcoms. I'm just really hoping that we get more information about this show. Like, is Harry gonna speak more about it? Is he gonna get interviewed on it? What is his exact role in this? How much decision making did Harry actually have for this show? I just want to know it all, because it's Harry. And now in my last topic regarding Harry's styles, this is what you all wanted me to talk about, and to be honest, I just wanted to analyze it and discuss my thoughts as well. But recently, in the Boy magazine, Harry did an interview with Timothy Chalamet, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, but I did not know this actor before. The name just wasn't familiar to me, but apparently he was a part of the movie Call Me By Your Name. Good queer movie. So yeah, finally put two and two together. But in this new Superstar issue magazine, Harry actually was the interviewer of this guy, and they talked about so many things. Just personal things and also career things and also masculinity. The interview was really, really long. There's no video of it. It's just in print. So I don't know how many things were manipulated in it, but it seems like a pretty solid interview. So because it was long, I only screenshotted a few of the questions from the interview that really stuck out to me. So one of the things Harry said was, whenever I've done stuff in film or music videos, I often put secret messages in for friends. Like, I'll have someone's name in something, or I'll wear necklaces that my friends' kids have made or something. Do you ever put secret messages to people in your movies? Do you know what I love about this? I knew that Harry put secret messages in his music videos, and it's funny because everyone tries to make us fans seem so delusional. Like,
why do you guys keep talking about secret messages in his film? There are none. You guys just analyze too much.
But Harry is now saying right here, factual evidence that he puts secret messages in his music videos. And I'm sure Louis does too. So boom, proof. Another thing Harry says is, we're living in a time where it's impossible not to be aware of what's going on in the world. Society has never been so divisive. It's important to stand up for what we think is right. I would love for my views to come through in the music I make and the things I do. That's a very powerful way that we can use our voices. I think for a long time people thought what I do doesn't matter, but revolution comes from small acts, and now people are realizing that's what sparks real change. And this is why Harry Styles is my role model, because he's aware, he's intelligent, he likes to spread change, and he's just very proactive. For someone who has a very diverse fan base, he's really shedding light on things that happen in the world. It's very inspiring to people who might not know what's going on or might not think that these things are important. So Harry is just a very good influence in even bringing up this stuff. Harry also says, it's something I've learned over time, especially starting out, because when you first start, you're encouraged to give as much as you can, but it goes back to separating work from the rest of your life, realizing that there are things that you need to keep to yourself and things that you don't have to share with anyone. It keeps everything a little nicer. So basically, Harry was talking about social media, how he doesn't really like to go on that much, but he only uses it just a little bit and to communicate with people he really knows. Harry has always said that he likes to separate his work life from his private life, and he likes to compartmentalize. That is something that I still need to work on, like separating the two and knowing how to balance things better, so he's definitely been an inspiration in that matter. Harry goes on to say, I'm very aware that if you go on social media and look, you can find whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for bad comments, you're going to find bad comments, but people still do it. It's like this weird self-torture. Totally relate to that one. It's true. If you go online, you're always going to find bad stuff, especially if you're looking for it. So it's always good to just look at some stuff and not be too engrossed in it. Because I think people who get way too obsessed with social media, it can start to get to your head. And then that's where you might have self-esteem issues. That's what happens to a lot of young YouTubers. Like, they go into becoming a content creator and they are not aware of all the things that could come from the fame. And that's just one example. Another thing Harry says is, everyone's told me that whatever I work on next will be a walk in the park compared to Dunkirk, but I enjoyed it. Thinking about where the world's at today, do you feel responsibility as an actor to represent a new form of masculinity on screen? The concept of masculinity has changed so much since we were growing up. And this is the part of the interview that really sparked a lot of people's attention, because there's not really a lot of public attention or interviewers who will discuss this topic of masculinity or femininity, how people present themselves. And I think Harry is specifically talking about this because he is known to go beyond gender roles. If you look at him on stage or just anywhere, he will deviate from gender roles, because Harry knows that self-expression and gender expression should not be boxed into a certain label. Harry also says, I didn't grow up in a man's world. I grew up with my mom and my sister, but I definitely think in the last 2 years I've become a lot more content with who I am. I think there's so much masculinity in being vulnerable and allowing yourself to be feminine, and I'm very comfortable with that. Growing up, you don't even know what those things mean. You have this idea of what being masculine is, and as you grow up and experience more of the world, you become more comfortable with who you are. Today, it's easier to embrace masculinity in so many different things. I definitely find through music, writing, talking with friends, and being open, that some of the times when I feel most confident is when I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable. It's something that I definitely try and do. Again, if we're going to talk about an inspiration, he is one. This is a great example of someone who is a role model to anybody, men and women. When you find a celebrity or anyone who's just open to talk about this kind of stuff, it's great. Everyone thinks that Harry's main fan base is women and he's only an inspiration to women. That's not true. People might not see this, but Harry Styles is actually probably more of an inspiration to young men growing up in terms of like masculinity and femininity, or somewhere in between, androgyny, how they want to express themselves, how they want to identify themselves, just growing up and being who you are. Harry Styles might have a lot of female fans, but I think he really gives off a sense of inspiration to any demographic, any gender, any age, etc. I think anybody can kind of relate to him in any kind of way. Harry also says, I'm making my second album right now, so I'm going to do that. Read a lot and see what happens. When I got the role in Dunkirk, it happened right at the start of my first album, so I had to stop everything for 5 months. But stuff like that always happens when it happens. So I don't know, man. I'm enjoying not knowing, to be honest. Did Harry Styles just say that he's working on a second album? This is proof right here. The proof is in the pudding. This is factual evidence right here. Harry Styles said this. We don't know when, but he's writing it. I think Harry Styles wants us to die. And then lastly, in the interview, Harry decides to be a little bit gender neutral about his person. So basically, Timothy asks, and who's your person? And Harry says, my person. I'm going to do the same as you. I'm going to withhold. So not only was Harry gender neutral on his response, he just totally deflected. He didn't even give an answer on who his person is, who would be the last person he'd talk to. So yeah, honestly, Harry Styles is always deflecting, he's always being gender neutral, so I'm not surprised at this point. Honestly, if Harry gave a specific answer, that's when I'd be surprised. So anyway, guys, that is all the news for today. Hopefully I covered everything, and hopefully I didn't go too fast through the topics. I really enjoy making videos. I really miss making videos. I'm not making them as much because of school, so I'm really trying to always upload for you guys because I love you. So anyway, I make a new video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description, and I will see you guys later. Bye.